Pete fucking Rowley and his government brought a great evil to this land, Trinidad and Tobago, by him secretly bringing Tedros, head of the WHO, to this country. Each and every single one of you should be concerned. You should be very concerned.
The World Health Organization is the institution granted exclusive power to guide and protect the health and wellness of humanity. The WHO is sustained by private donations, the bulk of which are made by pharmaceutical and biotech corporations who have a vested financial interest in the organization's support. In 2017, the Associated Press reported that the WHO routinely spends about $200 million a year on travel expenses, more than what it spends to fight some of the biggest problems in public health, including AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria combined. The WHO's repeated issuing of inaccurate and bad advice is not merely the result of incompetence, but rather the direct result of the Communist Party of China deliberately buying out WHO's leadership.
On the nomination of the Executive Board, appoints Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus as Director General of the World Health Organization.
Tedros Ghebreyesus is the World Health Organization's first Director General that isn't a medical doctor.
No Tedros for W.H.O! No Tedros for W.H.O!
The appointment to the organization's highest position was controversial, given that in his previous role as Ethiopia's health minister, Tedros was accused of covering up 3 major health epidemics.
Tedros is no stranger to controversy. As a former Minister of Health in Ethiopia, he has been accused of an alleged cover-up of 3 possible cholera epidemics.
Prior to his appointment, Tedros was a high-ranking member of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, a brutal and corrupt political group responsible for crimes against humanity, including bombings, kidnappings, tortures, and killings. How does a man with such a controversial past score the top position at the world's most influential health organization?
I have known Bill and Melinda for many, many years now.
While serving as Ethiopia's health minister, Tedros became intimately intertwined with both the Gates Foundation and the Clinton Foundation.
The health minister of Ethiopia, one of the ablest public servants I ever worked with.
With the backing of the 2 most powerful foundations on earth and the full support of the Communist Party of China, Tedros was a shoo-in.
How Klaus Schwab's organization WEF and Rockefeller, Bill Gates and Big Pharma's organization WHO got the word world in their name. The only organization on the world level is the United Nations. As its name implies, it's an organization of sovereign nations. The nations speak, not the world, much less a private organisation like the WEF and a privately funded organisation like WHO. And for the record, the biggest funder of the WHO, when you add the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the Gavi Alliance, is Bill Gates, the world's unelected health czar. These globalists have already pulled a fast one on us by appropriating a name that suggests that the 2 private organisations, the WHO and the WEF, speak for the world. Both of these organisations are in the process of acquiring this private authority over humanity. The WEF has been at it for 53 years and the WHO since 1948, when it was funded by Rockefeller. In this current year, the WHO has had a big push underway to acquire authority over the health policies of every country. If the WHO succeeds, this privately funded organisation will be independent of governments and have no political accountability to people. The same organisation who lied and deceived with its assurance that the COVID jab was safe and effective is grasping for power to impose worldwide, including the United States, whatever biosurveillance diktat it wishes. What type of permanent biosurveillance capacities is the WHO seeking? The authority to allocate health products worldwide, the authority to develop regulatory guidelines for the fast tracking of health products, the capacity to counter the dissemination of false and unreliable information about public health events and pandemic countermeasures, the authority to develop a global health database to enable the implementation of vaccine passports. Are you happy with this? Both the WEF and WHO operate by inventing threats and controlling their explanations, such as human-caused global warming and pandemics, the solution to which is the centralization of power and erosion of national sovereignty and accountability to the people. Here is a highly symbolic photo shared by WHO chief Tedros, featuring the Hindu deity Shiva, a favorite of the elites, also known as the Destroyer. Through destruction, Shiva enables profound transformation. This goes in hand with the elite's favorite motto, order out of chaos. And here is a telling fact, there is also a prominent statue of Shiva at CERN. And if you want to understand what kind of world government the WHO is determined to usher in, it makes sense to look at the last few years. The WHO has handled the COVID pandemic in a very specific manner. Specifically, every single decision they made was destructive and had entirely negative consequences for humanity.